Hey everyone, thanks for joining me again. Taking a look today at Toys R Us in Ikebukuro. This is the Sunshine City Toys R Us Babies R Us. We're at the entrance and there's a big Mario Lego. Walking in, over here on the left, we have, first of all, right here, we have a lot of books and magazines that are geared towards kids that are nice for kids. Then we have some of the Lego stuff, Ninjago stuff that seems to be pretty popular at this time. More Lego stuff. Moving along, some fans, different things to beat the summer heat. It's pretty hot. Some games discounted down, 200 yen. It's about, I don't know, $1.70. These are water guns. Those things are backpacks. You have minions. Pikachu, you have some Japanese Shinkansen, you fill them up with water and you shoot them out. Here's some sandals, 20% off. Here's some summer clothing for the little kids, also on sale, some more sandals. Over here we have character towels that you wrap around the kids, some more water guns for here. Big selection. Back over here. Looking at some of the characters, there's a lot of Disney stuff. There's right there on the right, you can see Doraemon, which my kids love, which is why I'm focusing on it a little bit more right here. These towels are good. You just wrap them around the kid and they buckle in and they snap on, and they're pretty cool. Some flotation devices for the beach or a pool. In Japan, private pools are pretty much non-existent except for what you're seeing right here, right now. These particular pools are the extent of what you're gonna get. There's no space, and because of earthquakes, having something somewhat remotely even close to what we get in the West, or in the United States anyway, is impossible. These are fireworks, a lot of sprinklers. The kind of things that, you know, as kids they like to do. These are some small little tents and some chairs. There's a Buzz, there's a Thomas the Train. Here's some more little pools for the kids. Pretty cool. If you guys could subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. That'd be really cool. Get to see a lot of the stuff that I post. Some more game stuff. Moving along. It's pretty cool to be able to go back into Toys R Us. This is the Lego section. There's a lot of Lego stuff here. This is the city section. Cool stuff that the kids have a lot of fun playing. It's more real world stuff. The Ninjago stuff. I'm not a Lego guy. I haven't played with Legos or I haven't had Legos since I was really little. But I understand the appeal. They're nice. The way they make them today is really cool compared to what we used to get back in the 80s. More Ninjago stuff. It's nice that Toys R Us has a lot of stuff opened and displayed, so you really know what you're gonna get. You really see the final product. And that's really helpful as a parent to kind of see, you know, what is it exactly that I'm paying for? What's it gonna look like? As we all know, what's on the box is not necessarily what you're gonna get when you open it. Some more Super Mario Lego pieces. Nintendo is still big in Japan, of course, obviously. The Duplo, this is more for, I guess, babies and small toddlers rather than older kids. And here are the classic boxes where you get, this is all really I ever had as a kid. You just use your imagination and you try to make what you can make. We have a Yoda and a BB-8. Nice. It's cool that they can have this here and nobody touches it, nobody breaks it. I don't know if that could be true in the United States. My experience, no. Some Star Wars and some Marvel pieces over here. And then getting into some of the other kind of sublines of of Lego. And you have, I'd never seen this before, the Adidas 3-stripe classic shell toe Adidas sneaker Lego, which is, to me, it's a little bit crazy. Some Disney stuff over here on the left, and now we're gonna move a little bit out of the Lego area. Move over, and now we're making our way towards, I don't know if I'd call this the educational area, but this part right here anyway is the board games. You can see Monopoly up here on the right. Different versions. Board games are still, I would say, pretty popular here in Japan. This is Laser X, which is, I guess, a cheaper and more modern take on laser tag, something that I really liked as a kid. There's Connect 4, something my kids like to play. I'd like to get one of the bigger ones. Doraemon stuff. And we're gonna move over here, and these are some sports game ones. You know, some soccer and baseball. Baseball is still huge here in Japan. Junior high school, professional baseball is huge. It's like, I guess you'd maybe say it was in the United States up until maybe the 90s. We have puzzles here, Dinosaurs, Ampamon, you have right there in front of you now. Previously, I think we saw some Kimetsu no Yaiba. A lot of different puzzles here. These are puzzles geared towards older kids or adults. Very high piece count. A lot of Disney stuff. Some stained glass looking stuff. And then I guess some just kind of generic puzzles of animals and unicorns and that sort of thing. Over here are a lot of the Japanese genre puzzles geared towards little kids, and then these are some 3D type puzzle things with some Ghibli Peanuts. There's a Snoopy, there's a Pikachu. And again, here you can see what it actually looks like, so you can make a more informed decision. These are puzzles to get kids started. Disney, you have trains, you have cars, there's some Toy Story stuff right there. Some of the Power Ranger kind of things. There's Thomas the Train, Thomas the Tank Engine, crayons and markers and whatnot. Rubik's Cubes, always fun and frustrating at the same time. These are towels that kids use in school, some thermoses for their tea or their water. Japanese kids are sort of obligated to carry those to school. Here we have some of the small bento boxes and some cups. Again, Japanese kids are, whether it's preschool or early elementary school, they take a lot of these things to school. Here we have some forks, some spoons, some chopsticks that they would also bring to school, obviously, to eat their lunch. Notebooks, some backpacks, Japanese backpacks for elementary school kids, for those who don't know, are insanely expensive. We're talking, $500, $600, $700, $800, over $1,000. These are some educational books right here. Help kids learn their hiragana, their ABCs. Some slime. Now we're at the dinosaurs and, the kind of stuff that little boys and little girls like. Those are the Japanese backpacks, the Anaso backpacks. They come in assorted colors, assorted styles, but again, they are ridiculously expensive. And if you don't carry one of those to school, you risk having your child bullied. So in Japan, traditionally the grandparents would pay for that, but if you have a lot of grandkids, it's a lot to ask for grandparents to pay for those type of things. Some of the animals, this kind of zoological stuff, and some more little toys. You open up the bag, and what do you get? You know, some stretchies or some eggs with something in it. Getting over to the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World stuff. There's a pretty good size inventory here. And it's surprisingly always on this side of the Toys R Us, at least this particular Toys R Us in Ikebukuro. They never have it in the boys section. They keep it over here where kind of the toy animals are. But you can see that there's, you know, you have all the different variety of dinosaurs that are in the movies, or the Mattel is putting out anyway. Some of the dinosaur eggs and some of the plush dinosaur things as well. So moving along, these are some of the generic dinos, some globe atlases, some small toy boxes, some toy containers, musical things over there, stimulate kids. Some more of the dinosaur things over there. Moving back over here, we have another Paw Patrol display, seeing what you get. My kids are not into Paw Patrol. I couldn't really tell you what it is or what they do, but it is popular, and you can see it's popular by the amount of stuff they have. The Mega Blocks, kids, you know, along with Duplo, kind of the first things that kids have as a way to be creative and see what they can do if given the opportunity to make new things. So this area of the store is more kind of creative-esque, or creative situated. So you have a lot of things here for kids to build and just kind of run with their imagination, which is good. And then obviously you put books here if you're going to have books in the store at all. A lot of stuff here that, you know, it's the Hungry Caterpillar. My kids have, I'd say probably, not most, but a lot of these books. This one in particular they love. They really enjoy that, reading before bed. So now we're getting into the meat and potatoes of what a lot of kids are into here in Japan, which is the trains, the Shinkansen, mostly made by Takara Tomy. We're back at the educational things here. But now we're at Thomas the Tank Engine. It takes up a whole wall. So these are the, I guess you'd call them play sets. Again, you get a good look of what you're getting right there. The Playrail stuff, Takara Tomy's, whether it's the local trains or the Shinkansen trains or the Thomas the Tank Engine trains, you get a lot of variety, a lot of different trains that the kids can choose from, that my kids anyway, they love, absolutely love playing with. Again, these are just the Thomas ones. Later on in another section are more trains. They're Japanese trains that, again, take up another wall. So this is just and actually it's a bit of a smaller section of the Thomas stuff. If you go into another store, like an electronics store like Yamada Denki, they would have probably double that, or perhaps even triple. So here we have Ampamon. Ampamon is huge in Japan. My kids were really into Ampamon when they were really little. Here's some of the characters, Tosma, his crew. So more of the Ampamon toys. Ampamon is really geared towards, you know, infants and, you know, under 2 crowd. You see it's everywhere. It's a fun anime that you know, the kids can like and enjoy. some more stuff. That's about the extent of the Ampamon now. Some musical pianos or keyboards, and this kid going to town on the drums. They'll love that kid. And parents do, I'm sure. Now we're basically in Babies R Us, so at this point I turn around. I think most people aren't really interested in the Babies R Us selections. So we turn around and we're heading back over here. This is the summer sand kind of toys where you can play either at the beach or at the park. Is the robot bringing stuff around on the floor. Now when I was little, we didn't have this type of sandbox, but I had cousins that had it, and it was we got a lot of fun, we got a lot of enjoyment out of it, but it was always messy. So moving along, hula hoops, some frisbees, some of the games where you throw the ball and you catch it on the sticky thing. I don't even know what that's called. And some Doraemon. Now this is the bicycle area. Bicycles are huge in Japan, as you know, most of Asia. Some roller skates, not roller blades, but roller skates. Some more summer games, baseball gloves, archery sets, baseballs, various balls, tennis. So we have some target practice, whether it's soccer or basketball or baseball, some baseball tees. Some play sets. I think most Toys R Us have had that ball rack, that ball stack. These kind of balance skateboards. These are pretty popular here. Now these things, I've never ever seen a kid in Tokyo using an electric car. Obviously people buy them or they wouldn't sell them, but I've never seen it in Tokyo. So I don't know who's really buying that kind of thing. It's probably outside the city where there's a little bit more space and it's not so crowded and you have a little bit more room free of people walking around. More bicycles. Bicycle helmets. Yeah, Shinkansen helmet there. Different Shinkansen bicycle pumps. Little girl bicycles on the left. And there's some more Ampamon bikes. Teach your kid how to ride. Training wheels. Soccer balls. Some scooters. These are, what are they called? Strider kind of bikes. Teach kids balance. They don't have the pedals and they don't have the training wheels. Most bikes come with the baskets. Very, very useful. In Japan, people go shopping, whether it's the convenience store or supermarket, nearly daily, every other day or every third day at the minimum. So it's good to have those baskets. This is Shinkansen, which are Shinkansen trains, bullet trains that they transform into robots. You can see right there. My kids love this. They're currently after the Alpha X one, which is a new Shinkansen that hasn't yet been put into service. Here's some of the local trains. So this is the area I mentioned a little ways back. There'd be more trains. Nice, some of the trains. You can see there's some locomotives, there's some bullet trains, various different designs. More trains. Dr. Yellow, Nozomi. I think my kids probably have 30 to 40 trains. It's insane how many trains they have, and then all of these tracks that you put together to help them with their trains. So the trains are battery operated and they move around, and some have lights and some have sounds, and you can have them with bridges that kind of elevate up and everything. It's a lot of fun. My kids really love it, and they get a lot of use out of it. Here we have more Tomica Cars, and you saw an airplane back there, an Ana jet. Cars is still really big here for kids, much like Matchbox and Hot Wheels. I think at least used to be. I don't know if they still are in the United States. They were, at least when I was a kid. This is a new playset. It's a kind of a police station. You can see the video here. It kind of shows you what it is, what it does. It's cool. I mean, it's a nice little it's a nice toy, and they definitely get a lot of use out of it. Some of the remote control cars. My kids have that police car. Not the big police station, but the police car, which kind of turns into a small station. They have a fire station one as well, and then they have a few other ones. So that's a Nozomi. Nozomi train is probably the most famous Shinkansen in Japan. It runs Tokyo kind of west, south. My kids have these. Different parking garages. Cars, Disney cars. Moving down here, some remote controlled stuff. You see Mario Kart at the bottom of the screen. These are these have working doors and sound that the kids can kind of replicate, duplicate. They really, my kids anyway, they really like that stuff. Some of the movie-lined cars with someone there in line. No, not in line, but in the way. So I couldn't really get a good view, but you saw some Back to the Future, Delorean stuff. This is where the imported stuff to Japan is kept, like I said, like Matchbox and Hot Wheels and everything. So, you know, this is kind of where these cars lose me as a consumer. Like, everything is based on some sort of artistic approach to what it would look like if you mixed it with Spider-Man or the Hulk or, you know, whatever. You don't actually get too many just straight up reproductions of modern cars, at least not when I was looking at them back in the day anymore. But the Japanese market is really still focused on that, centered on that. There's that little robot again. So I like that. I appreciate that. You know, real world looks, designs. I mean, that's where Matchbox and Hot Wheels made their money. That's where they made their reputation, instead of these other kinds of things. Here's the Kimetsu stuff. In America, you call it different name. There they are. Now we're getting into the Godzilla stuff. The soft vinyl stuff. Jet Jaguar. There's a Kong, there's a Mecha Godzilla. Is there a Destroyer there? Camera. and then getting into the Masked Rider, the Kamen Rider kind of thing. Toy Story, Woody, Buzz, the whole gang. Minion stuff. So it's great that Toys R Us still gets, you know, they still get customers here in Japan. It's still going strong. It's great. Gotta sneak through here. You know, it's so sad. It's so disappointing what happened in the States. They closed. I think when they did close, they went bankrupt. They closed 700 stores, which is, it's just awful. I mean, you know, I've been in Target, I've been in Walmart, and the toys section is, it's pathetic. It's pitiful. I mean, shelves are bare. There's a lot of stuff that's just thrown there by employees who don't really care. There's no organizational aspect to it. I mean, you have things all kind of scattered around, and sometimes you feel like there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. It's nice having a store where, you know, you can come in and see this kind of stuff. If you have kids, there's a lot of selection. There's a lot of things that you can choose from. Some Nerf guns. You know, I grew up in Boston. We used to go to Child World in Quincy, just outside of Boston, south of Boston. And there was also another Child's Palace in Dedham, which was north of Boston. Quincy's the first town south, first city south. Dedham is the first town, the first city north. And, you know, it was great. You know, they weren't big stores, or at least the Quincy one wasn't. The Dedham one was pretty big. But, you know, I got my G.I. Joes there, my He-Mans there, my Transformers. Now right here, just interrupt myself, these are some toy, not really toys, but like food making things that kids can actually make food. Sort of like a easy oven from back in the day. This is Sylvania Family, which I seem to recall, you know, it wasn't obviously my thing back in the day, but I seem to recall being a thing in the 80s. I think my cousins had some of these, but, you know, they're still going strong in Japan. So they have a really big selection. And, you know, I mean, the quality, if you look at this stuff, the quality's really nice. I mean, you're definitely getting your bang for the buck. But anyway, when I finished high school and I started college, when I started university, I worked at Toys R Us for, I don't know, I guess about a year. It was a lot of fun. You know, management wasn't great. The bosses kind of sucked, but it was cool being able to meet people and help people out, and, you know, see everything that came in and be a part of that. I was collecting toys. I was collecting figures and stuff back when I was like, I don't know, 14, I guess I got into it. I started. And it's nice to be able to have a store dedicated to this kind of thing. You know, most of us grew up going to these type of places, and kids these days, at least in the United States, they don't, and that's sad. Because there's something really great, something wonderful about walking into this big toy store. So this is Barbie stuff, and Lika-chan. Lika-chan is like the Japanese equivalent of Barbie. You saw they had a Baskin-Robbins uniform. The Japanese call Baskin-Robbins 31. They don't actually know that it's called Baskin-Robbins. They just call it 31. So, you know, not the dream house, but the equivalency of a dream house, I guess, down there. We have Cutie Reveal, Bobby. Maybe you could replace that with A Christmas Story, big pink bunny, deranged Easter bunny. More Barbie things. There's a Naomi Osaka, who obviously because of her Japanese connection is pretty well known, pretty popular here in Japan. But this is the girls section. I'd say it's smaller than the boys section. It seems like it's a little bit more off to the side. Now we're moving over to where you would say maybe like preteen boys or, you know, 10, 11, 12 years old are gonna come. You know, they have Hot Toys, Coast Baby, things, DC, Marvel, Star Wars, all kind of mixed in together. Marvel Legends. You can't give these Eternals away. Nobody seems to want them in any country. That's the most Spider-Man and Falcon. I don't know if you call him Falcon or Captain America at this point. So we have an Ultraman. It's not Ultraman, it's Ultraman, the Japanese say. In my previous video, I was at the new Tamashii Nations store, and they have something similar to this, but with the figure art stuff. This is more of the soft vinyl selection of toys. But you know, as a kid walking in and seeing this, if you're into this sort of thing, it's amazing. Really cool. I mean, it fills your head with ideas that are really really great as a little kid. So moving over, some more Infinity Saga Marvel Legends. More Eternals. Some of the new Thor figures are out already here. Spider-Man. There's the new Thors. Marvel Legends here, you're looking at 3,000, 4,000 yen, which, you know, it's not cheap. So some of the figure arts mini, the Kimetsu stuff, they'll give you those backdrops a lot of times when you buy figures from different stores during a promotion. They'll give you those backdrop things. We have some birthday music playing. So there's some Doraemon. Now in this little cabinet here, it's too bad they don't have it. They don't really promote Star Wars anymore, but they used to have these diorama displays of like the Millennium Falcon with you know, the figure arts figures like a Han and a Chewie and whatnot. It's too bad they don't have that. That was a really nice diorama display. I guess custom made by Bandai. Now here, I mean, this is, if you're into this sort of thing, if you're into Ultraman and that lineup of figures and whatnot, this is, pardon my finger, I apologize. This is amazing. I mean, just look at the amount of things you can get here. The amount of figures, just, you can touch. Nothing's in a box, nothing is hidden. You know exactly what you're gonna get. There's my awful finger again. I'm sorry about that. But you know, being able to touch your toy and your figure being, you know, 650 yen, 700 yen with tax, you know, you're looking at like $5 a piece on these things, or less. It's great. And you know, Japanese kids, they still play with these things. They still love them. And being able to have them priced at that amount really allows kids to get more than just one or two. You can get, you know, 5 or 6 and be pretty happy with that. The new movie out now is Shin Ultraman, so there's a lot of promotion now for Ultraman, but this particular Toys R Us has always had a very large selection of Ultraman stuff. You can see. And you'll see more right here in different sizes. So silly finger in mine. So yeah, 659 yen, that's about $5. This is, I don't know if I'd call this 6-inch, but it's pretty close. Those are a little bit more. You know, you're looking at maybe like, you know, 2800 is about $23 maybe. This $21.99 is about $16. A little bit more detail. A little bit nicer if, you know, if you're a little bit older and you want something bigger. But yeah, this is where the games are, the video games. The gaming section here used to be bigger. I guess most people now are just downloading games, so physical media is not really a thing anymore, I suppose. But that's about it. You know, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. If you could like and subscribe the video, I'd also appreciate it. Moving forward, there's some snacks over here on the left. Character themed snacks, and then some more miscellaneous toys over here on the right. But yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Hope everyone has a nice summer, and thanks for watching my video on Ikebukuro's Toys R Us. Take care.